Prison isn't built for the weak, and even if you're famous, that doesn't make you safe. From brutal beatdowns to razor attacks, some of your favorite rappers found out the hard way that the inside is even more dangerous than the streets. These are rappers who got attacked in prison, and the stories behind those violent moments. Starting with Bobby Shmurda. After the GS9 RICO, Bobby Shmurda got shipped to Rikers. No PC, no favors. The island was crawling with GDs from sets like Folk Nation and 900, and they had it out for GS9. Bobby was locked in with the ops, and it got active early. Rumors flew quickly that Bobby got and left for dead, but that was cap. He was still breathing, still standing. He had phone access and used it to tap in with Ebro on Hot 97. But the line got cut when Bobby started tweaking, claiming NYPD was framing him and that some cops told him straight they didn't want their kids bumping his music.
It might be like 4 or 5 cops that night that had just grabbed me up. They told me that, yo, I don't want my kids listening to your music, this and that.
Hello?
Damn.
Damn.
They disconnected it.
No.
In April 2015, it cracked off for real. Bobby and Rowdy slid on 2 after some jailhouse tension. It went left fast, and COs had to spray the whole spot to shut it down. Bobby hit the box after that. Then in 2016, another squabble got him his phone time yanked and locked in the box again.
Yeah, they got me in PC, man. They got me in protective custody inside Manhattan building called the Tombs right now.
Why is that? What happened?
Court orders. At first, me and Rowdy, we had stuck it up. We was in intake before they take you up. They had us sleeping in there for like 2 days. I was like, nah, my back's starting to hurt, man. We going upstairs.
So have you and Rowdy been together this whole time?
Yeah, but they just took him. They just took him to the box, man.
Why, he got into something?
Yeah, you know, me and him had a little altercation with somebody. You know how that go.
Damn, man. So
man.
they testing you in there.
Later, his girl tried to sneak him a shank during a visit. That move didn't catch up to him until after his main case was sentenced, when the feds came back years later and ran another charge off that. By 2017, after his plea got accepted, an inmate tried to him during chow. Bobby spotted the move and dodged it. Barely. That was it. They moved him to Clinton Correctional, way upstate near Canada. Still no peace. His name had weight, made him a target even at Clinton. So they finally threw him in PC. Bobby sat down for a total of 7 years, most of it in the heat, and finally came home in 2021. FBG Butter also got pressed inside. He was caught in a hallway scuffle that almost turned into a full jump-in. Lucky for him, COs were right there and broke it up before it got worse. But not every beatdown in jail comes from other inmates. Let's move on to Tory Lanez. In 2023, Tory Lanez got hit with 10 years after getting booked for 3 felonies. One being assault with a semi-auto. Megan Thee Stallion told the court it popped off after a 2020 party. She said when she tried hopping out of the SUV, Tory let off, and she caught bullet fragments in her foot, ended up needing surgery. Then on May 12, 2025, inside Tehachapi prison in Cali, Tory got caught lacking. He was 14 times, on the back, face, torso, and head. Both lungs collapsed. COs pulled up, gave first aid, then rushed him to the hospital. At first, he was on a breathing machine, but now he's stable and breathing on his own. His team said he's still talking, still in good spirits. The one who slid was 41-year-old Santino Casio, a lifer in for second-degree. He has been down since 2004, already got a record inside. Stabbed another inmate back in 2008, got caught with a shank in 2018. After putting hands on Tory, they moved him to restricted housing while they look into it. After the stabbing, celebs started speaking out. Drake posted up calling for petitions to get Tory freed, saying the sentence was too heavy. But that move brought more smoke. Megan Thee Stallion fired back, saying Drake has been throwing shade ever since he dropped that track with 21 Savage where he rapped that she lied about getting. She accused Drake of joking about women getting beaten and all while trying to play both sides. Same story, different state. In December 2005, Gucci Mane got locked up in Fulton County Jail, Atlanta. He was already fighting a murder charge that was later dropped, plus felonies for assault and Fulton's one of Georgia's grimiest jails, and Gucci wasn't just another face in the crowd. His name carried weight, and that made him bait. Word is a convicted lockup had smoke with Gucci and slid on him inside, left him leaking with his teeth knocked out and cuts all over his face. The man who did it got tossed in the hole. Gucci's lawyer had been trying to get him moved out the way before the attack. Even after he came home, the rumors didn't die. Folks kept saying Gucci got bodied in jail, and the one outside was a clone. Mac Breezy, his ex, was the loudest with it, claiming the real Gucci got left in Fulton and the new one wasn't him.
But even that was just his flesh. Gucci was nowhere to be found. I looked dead in his eyes. That's not in there. So it's some weird going on out here. Like, I don't know if the clone, I don't put it past, like, nobody. I'm sure they got the technology to do that. But that's not the real Gucci. That's not the real Gucci. Gucci probably dead. I think they put him in prison. Every time Gucci get locked up, they put him on the mental floor. Cause we both got bipolar and schizophrenia. So anytime any one of us get locked up, they don't put us in the general population. They take us to the mental floor. And when they take him on the mental floor, like all the nurses and giving him the phone, they just let him have his way. So I used to talk to Gucci when he was locked. All the times he got locked up, the times he was in the hospital, I was talking to him because the nurses and was letting him talk on the phone. He was having his way on the mental floor. That's why I'm saying, like, Gucci is mental too. I don't know if he still take medication or he just went the herbal route. I don't know if he went and saw Dr. Sabi and got some herbs and did a cleanse, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I still have to take medication every day. And that's part of the reason why I got all this weight on me. They done put me on so much drugs and medication and, like, had me zombied out. And like, it's hard to keep the weight off because I'm steady consuming hormones and steroids and all that I gotta take to stay sane and keep my sanity. Like, all this off on me. Like, y'all do not know the real Gucci, bro. Y'all don't know that man. Y'all coming to the fence.
When Money Sign Suede landed in Soledad State Prison on a 2-year, 8-month gun charge, he already said in interviews he was done with banging. He wanted to lock in on music and leave the street life behind. But prison politics don't care about no career switch. Streets were saying he wasn't trying to politic inside, just wanted to ride his time solo without banging. But that didn't sit right with the Sureños in there. Word was, Suede kept to himself, mainly on the phone with or writing letters to his girl. Some inmates began saying he was a dry snitch, and tension started to build. Just a few months into his bid, things went left. During a routine check, COs noticed Suede didn't show up. They searched the facility and ended up finding him unresponsive in the shower with a neck wound. He was bleeding out. Medical staff tried to bring him back and rushed him to the hospital, but it was too late. Officials confirmed it as a homicide. The Monterey County Prison launched an investigation, but the bottom line, an up-and-coming rapper got backdoored in the pen. Like Money Sign Suede, Casanova thought denouncing the set would get him out clean, but inside, that move almost got him packed. On June 15, 2023, inside Essex County Correctional Facility in Newark, Casanova got caught up in a move. Reports say he got his face slashed by another inmate, Ulysses Lugo, while waiting on sentencing for his RICO case. Court docs confirmed it was a weapon involved, and the whole thing popped off right after Casanova cut ties with Gorilla Stone Nation. Word is, it wasn't just a one-on-one. A few other inmates jumped in too. Casanova allegedly got his get back, chased Lugo down and cut his face multiple times. One CO who pulled up on the scene told WNBC Lugo's face was drenched in uniform soaked, couldn't even make out his features. Same with Casanova, just sitting there leaking heavy from the face. Essex County said the minor incident and possible weapons use are still under investigation. Not long before the altercation, Casanova had already sent a letter to Judge Philip Halpern saying he had officially dropped Gorilla Stone. He told the court he'd been trying to get out the life even before he got bagged. Let's now look at X-Rated. While serving 31 years for a gang hit in Pleasant Valley State Prison, a video leaked showing X-Rated in black pants getting pressed by 2 inmates holding shanks. He ended up getting 7 times during a prison riot but made it out alive. When COs asked what happened, he said it was the Northern Riders who slid on him. Investigators said the Northern Riders were extorting X-Rated, trying to force him to drop a rap album under their control.
In this video obtained by Fox 11 News, X-Rated, here in the black pants, is attacked by 2 knife-wielding inmates who want him dead. It sparks a small prison yard riot. He's slashed 7 times but survives. In this incident report, X-Rated tells investigators, "It was Northern Riders who stabbed me. Northern Riders who use the Playboy Bunny as their symbol, are a prison-based gang composed of dropouts who left other gangs, came to an SNY yard seeking protection, and then formed a new gang. And the SNYs have gone from a haven for safety to a den of predators, says Central California gang investigator Robert Clayton.
I've had inmates request to go back to the main line, the general population, because they were more afraid of these SNY gangs than they were of the gang they left prior. Yeah, so we have guys that ask for protection all the time off of a protection yard.
In this case, these Northern Riders, all lifers, were allegedly extorting X-Rated to force him to produce a rap album of their own.
In a sit-down with DJ Vlad, X-Rated said Mexican inmates started pressing him over personal stuff, crossing racial and gang lines, which he saw as a violation. He said both inmates and COs got jealous. Dude was dropping albums from behind the wall, hitting Billboard, staying lit while locked. That clout made him a target. Other inmates got obsessed, trying to figure out how he kept recording, making moves, staying tapped in when nobody else could.
These that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. My business was not their business. I'm not no Mexican. I respect melanated people and their struggles, but I'm not no Mexican. I'm a Southside from Sacramento, a black dude that banged Crip. That's what I came from. So for a Mexican to have been in my business is a direct violation of some codes. And don't talk about that because they too busy sensationalizing what I experienced. But the reality was, at first it's X-Rated ain't no celebrity, then it's I'm getting talked about like a celebrity. Gotta pick their poison. I don't know who the else was in Playboy. I don't know who the else was in the LA Times. I don't know who the else was in The Source, Vibe on the cover of the first Dog, Double XL. I don't know who the else was, but people was TMZ in me is what we like to call it. Just talking about me, and you got a person that's disruptive to the environment because everybody, you these fans. So before you come to prison, these fans, they get to prison and shave your head, and you in a gang that is at odds with me because I'm black. But you still want to talk to me and be cool with X-Rated. And I'm like, you go over there with your people. You can't, my people can't be pieces of but I'm cool because I'm a rapper. I'm with these. I'm not over here. I'm not no Mexican and I'm not no white boy. If a white boy with me, it's because he rep what we repped. I wasn't because I was a white boy. And so nobody asked why these was in my business and who would be investigating who and caring. X-Rated showed up, the dude who's been making albums all this time. These niggas don't want to be Tupac. Want to rap in jail, don't want to be Jay-Z. He want to be X-Rated. I'm the only one who ever did it. I'm the one on Billboard. They not, their goal, their fantasy ain't to attain a Tupac status, or Jay-Z, that's unreasonable to reach. But DMX, they looking at, damn, X-Rated is in Building 5, and he in his catalog, and I listen to it. So thinking about me too much.
He said the COs and prison staff couldn't stop the music or touch him directly, so they started using other inmates to move on him. They tried to line up hits just to get him out of GP, not because he broke rules, just because they couldn't handle how up he was while still inside.
Angry because they bang just like we bang, and them all of them other redneck white boys was mad just like he was mad that they boy got his whooped by that was still rapping on the yard and they couldn't stop it. That's what the happened, and they used these vulnerable spirit to try and attack me to remove me off the yard because there was no other way that they could whoop me. Them was working for the police, and them for that they homies, and them for being in my business. GBC, that's how I really feel. I'm on parole, Vlad, and say what the I want.
Next up is KTS Dre. KTS Dre got booked into Cook County Jail on July 1st, 2021, off a 2020 felony case. Judge set his bail at $5,000. Dre was deep in it and repping survive. So when he landed, he tapped in with his section. But Cook County was active. Dre had a bunch of ops on the inside, so it was pressure from the start. Still, being surrounded by GDs made it risky for anyone to move on him while he was locked, so the ops played it smart and waited for the right time. On July 9th, someone posted his $5,000 bail, and word started spreading fast. Too fast. Next day, July 10th, Dre walked out of Cook County in a good mood, recording vids, snapping flicks with his people. But not even minutes later, it went left. Two hopped out of two whips and started dumping. lit the whole block up. His grandma caught one in the knee. A bystander got grazed in the mouth. Both survived. Dre didn't. He got hit 64 times in the face and torso, dead on the scene. He was 31. Nobody's been booked for the hit, but in the streets, everyone pointing fingers at NLMB. Word is they slid for Get Back. Dre had been dissing dead members and pushing pressure on their side for a minute. And then there's Anthony Meyer from upstate New York. He had bars, was bubbling in the East Coast scene, but got caught with a charge and was doing 7 years at Green Correctional Facility. Even inside prison, Anthony was still pushing music and staying tapped in. But February 11th, 2019, something went down that never really got cleared up. That day, he called his wife and told her something felt off. Didn't say much, but she could tell he wasn't good. Later that day, COs pulled up and told him he was getting sent to the box. But when his wife called the prison, they said he was still in Gen Pop. Around 4:30 p.m., they hit her back saying he was in critical condition. Less than an hour later, they told her he was dead. At first, the state wouldn't say nothing, just that Anthony got into it with some other inmates. Then they said it was a 3-on-1. No COs touched him, claimed med staff checked him after the fight, found no injuries, and sent him to holding for questioning. That's when he said his chest was hurting. On the way back to medical, he collapsed, unresponsive. They called outside EMTs and rushed him to Albany Medical Center, but it was too late. DOCCS said it looked like sudden cardiac arrest. Autopsy showed no trauma, no bruises, nothing. His people weren't buying it. His wife and brother started posting on IG trying to get answers. Protesters even pulled up outside the prison.
Sade, what do you want the world to know about Anthony?
He's not forgotten, that he's a human being, and he has family, and that he's loved.
That feeling I can't explain and tell you how I feel, and my life will never be the same, and I need help. I need justice. I am hurt. I am hurt. I can't take it anymore. How am I going to make it? Because every day it's like it getting harder and harder. I don't know how we die.
Thank you everyone that has been supporting my family during this tragic time. My cousin Anthony Meyer was in Green Correctional Facility. We do not know where his remains are. We have no autopsy report. And this has been going on for too long with so many Black families. And I just ask that you continue to lift us up in prayer, spread the news, so that we are able to receive the justice and answers that we are looking for.
A candlelight vigil went down in Brooklyn for him that weekend. Myrie was only a few months into a 7-year bid for a charge out of Manhattan. No footage, charges, or real explanation have been given till today. Then there's CP3 out of Florida, signed under FN Lucci. He was locked in Fulton County Jail when a video dropped, him getting up by YSL members. It looked like a full-on setup. They caught him lacking, rushed him, and put in work. He survived, but it didn't end there. Next up is 051 Freaky, a Chicago rapper who ended up face-to-face with one of his most feared enemies, King Von. When King Von spotted Freaky in the holding cell, he somehow got out his cuffs, nobody knows how, and went straight at him. Freaky tried to duck off, but Von caught him, dropped him, and a few others jumped in. COs had to rush in quick, or Freaky might have got left. Why did Von jump him? Freaky had a tat that said L.A. Capone, and Von wasn't letting that slide. L.A. was his day one, lined back in 2013. Now let's move on to Lil Baby's brother, G5, a name that made headlines in Atlanta long before Lil Baby blew up. After long run-ins with the feds, in June 2014, G5 got out but was hit with 20 to 30 years probation. That didn't slow him down. Just a month later, he started hitting licks all over ATL, breaking into over 100 whips in hotel lots. Phones, laptops, straps, Jeeps units. He was taking anything he could flip. Cops couldn't catch him. By the time they pieced it together, G5 had 24 warrants and was tied to 118 break-ins. APD even had to tell folks to stop leaving valuables in their cars. Dude had the city spooked. Then came 2018. Lil Baby was on fire. Harder Than Ever had just charted. Drip Harder with Gunna was going crazy, and Baby was Grammy nominated. But while he was rising, G5's name came up in a body. On November 30th, 2 men got and robbed in a Waffle House parking lot in Brookhaven. One got dropped right there. By December 11th, police had G5 and Quince Griffin booked for felony, aggravated assault, armed robbery, and possession of a firearm. The surviving victim, Rodri Francois, said it didn't even happen at the Waffle House. It went down at an apartment complex nearby where the other victim lived. Either way, G5 was locked in. Since then, he's been in the mix for the wrong reasons. A video leaked showing inmates stomping him out, then shoving him under a bunk, and one guy said Lil Baby can't save you this time. No one knows exactly what sparked it, but in prison, politics move fast. Disrespect or bad get you touched. Crip Mac felt the same pressure. In a Cam Capone news interview, he said the moment he touched down, it was up. Just being a known Crip made him a target off rip. Said he got into 17 fades in just 71 days. One of them was with a and that one left him missing a tooth.
You mentioned being in county jail, getting some fights. So now you walk into county jail and you got this tattoo on your forehead, man.
Oh, neighborhood Crip.
What happens?
I take my shirt off as soon as I hit that holding tank. Look around, where you from? From Fight Crip. I'm Crip Mac. I'm HK Destruction. I keep it 55th Street. All right, where we from? You fight me? You got phase. All right, we're gonna get this. We gonna get it out the way right now, neighborhood Crip. Then they want to talk after, like, oh my gosh, you're famous. My baby mama talks about you and this and that. Like, do you mind if I put you on the phone? Like, this is enemies talking. But at the end of the day, if you fight in the county jail, we gotta live fight together. That's what I was letting Adam know. You fight me on her, so it's like, after you get it, you get out, all right. But you still got some still got animosity. If they do, because we already got down, they gonna stay fight themselves on hood. They gonna stay where they at on hood. I'm gonna stay where I'm at in the cells or the dorm on hood. You fight me?
How many fights do you think you were in when you were in county
17.
jail?
I'm gonna keep it 55th Street. 17 phase.
And how long were you in there?
I was only in there 71 days. Yeah. It goes from going to holding tanks, going to court, dorms. You go to the cells at Men's Central Jail, which is CJ. You find me 4,000 for 4,400 cells. But you got new fuckers coming in every day from different hoods. So you gonna pop the lock, cuz we gonna get down there. We gonna get down with you. We going in the day room. We gonna fight. Shower time, all right, cuz we gonna shower up, cuz. Day room. I get their haircuts, cuz we gonna get down. On neighborhood Crip. And then after that, cuz, you find me, go to court. You gonna squabble on neighborhood Crip. You come back, find court, come hood. All right, let's say about 2 weeks later, on hood. They call Wayside. Wayside bus on neighborhood Crip. You go to Wayside. You get to Wayside, there's enemies there and there's homies there. There's homies there, there's enemies there. You find me, they gonna keep coming in. It's like a rotation. So every day in jail, you just looking, because any day it could change. I've seen it change to where we had a gang of homies, but something broke out to where a custer came up in that. So all had the beat cut down to where everybody goes to the hole. Guess what? That's when it's gonna change. The whole gonna change. You might come back in that same dorm or that same unit, and there's enemies all in that. So it's all about programming and staying solid in there on hood. It's serious, and I let fans know this shit ain't a game. This shit is real. It's serious as a lot of people find me funny, but this is real, rolling. Real as a
At one point, you end up getting in a fight where you lose your tooth.
Oh, rolling. On hood.
What was that like?
Well, I'm gonna keep it 55th Street with you. I'm a CCB. You find me? That's downtown Shortridge Court on hood. You find me? All right, can I come up in there? You find me? So some non-affiliates over here, some neutral over here, a couple Hub and a Dub, Compton and Watts over here. No homies on neighborhood Crip. I look over, it's a big ass. See, I'm 6'2", 270. I'm big.
You're a big dude.
But this 6'4", about 320, 340. You find me? On Hustlers. Yeah. From the west side, named Brazy. We got out, you find me? That 6'4", about 340, but on swole because he just did 15 years upstate. We get down, cuz, it's a good round on Hustlers, cuz, drop me. We get down again on Neighborhood Crip, cuz, hit me with some hard, cuz, knock the teeth out. I'm like, oh, come hood. But at the end, the squad and all that, you fighting when you get down, it's over with.
In 2021, Sue got slammed to the floor by a CO inside Duval County Jail. The whole thing got caught on camera. He was already fighting 2 second-degree charges, one for Bibby, the other for Charles McCormick. Sue posted the clip online, and his grandma filed a complaint, but jail officials said they found no wrongdoing. Internal Affairs claimed he refused to return to his cell after shower time and told a CO that his homies would get him lined up. They said he resisted, made a gurgling noise like he was gonna spit, and then a second officer grabbed him and dropped him. While pinned, they said Sue told them he already caught bodies and would do it again. His mom said one of the COs was messing with him before it went down, and the whole thing had her messed up.
This video of Hakeem Robinson struggling with 2 corrections officers is hard to watch for his mother, Ebony Walters.
Actually, when I first saw the video, it kind of scared me real bad.
Robinson's grandmother, Rosemary Walters, filed an internal affairs complaint after the incident in October.
Got a response back saying they didn't find anything wrong.
According to the internal affairs report, Robinson refused to go back to his cell after shower and leisure time. An officer puts Robinson in handcuffs. While exiting the cell, the report shows Robinson told the officer, "My people gonna kill you." It says he made a gurgling noise as if he was going to spit. He begins to resist. A second officer grabs him and drops him on the ground. While struggling underneath the officer, the report shows Robinson threatened to kill the officer once he gets back on the streets. He adds, "I've people before, I'll do it again."
You know, me seeing my child just in a situation like that and I can't do nothing, it's bothering me a lot. It's doing a lot.
Finally, let's look at A.R. Ab. In November 2019, Philly rapper A.R. Ab got hit with federal charges alongside 8 others for moving weight in North Philly. Feds said he used his label, OBH, as a front to push coke, crack, meth, and heroin. He got convicted that same month, and by April 2021, the judge hit him with 45 years in the feds. While waiting to get sentenced, in December 2020, Ab got stabbed while on the phone inside Philly's Federal Detention Center. The attacker wasn't even targeting him. Dude just went on a spree and caught A.R. Ab in the head and back. After the stabbing, he got infected bad. Wounds started blackening, swelling kicked in, kidneys stopped working, and he couldn't walk. His brother Lick Moss said his body started pussing and bleeding, skin looked burnt, and he hadn't pissed in a week. They took him to medical, then tossed him in the hole. Kept doing it over and over. No real care, no full checkups, just rotating him between isolation and sick bay. Lick Moss and Poe Rilla said 80% of his body turned black. He was shaking non-stop and couldn't walk from the swelling. Then family started reaching out to people high up, even the governor trying to get him real treatment. Still, ARAB kept getting sent back into the same cycle. Infected, denied help, left to rot. If you like this video, click one of the windows on either side to watch a video similar to this one.